Hey everybody, it's Lou hanging out at the race shop again, so it must mean it's time for another drivers meeting. And boy, we have a very special guest joining us today. It was a year ago, this past weekend as a matter of fact, when we had the honor of having Darrel DeFrance in the studio of Iowa Live. We were talking to him about his 500th consecutive IMCA late model series start. It was the summer series that we talked about, and he is joining us right now because Darrel DeFrance, it took a year for you to get your 500th start.
Yes, it did. I think we rained out 3 times last year and COVID once and 2 rainouts this year. So 3 times to get it in this year too. So it's been a haul, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so 500 starts. Now, real briefly, now people remember when we talked to you last time that you started a long time ago and you jumped into a brand new series called the Summer Series. And just tell everybody what the Summer Series was all about.
Well, it was IMCA's, I guess, brainstorm in 1987 to have a traveling type series that you could run your weekly late model at, and it just kind of fit us real well. So we wanted to support it and help it get off the ground, and I guess we never left it. So,
but so it was 500 events, and we also understand that this past Thursday when you did run the race, that was the final Summer Series event. Can you explain that?
Yeah, they. I don't know all the particulars, but they did sell it out to the Kaziskis, to the SLMR series. It kind of came early this spring over the winter. I'm not sure the reasoning for sure why they did it, I guess I should say. But long story short, yeah, they sold the series to the Kaziskis, and it was very nice of IMCA, you know, the 500's coming up, and they decided to get it pulled off. And Toby Cruz, I think he brainstormed it more than he's letting on because it's at his track, and it was really a pretty special night for me.
Yeah, very special night because it was in Marshalltown at the Marshalltown Speedway. And Darrel, tell everybody what the race was titled, because obviously the title was very special meaning to you.
It turned out that we had it on the same night as my dad's memorial race, the Darrel DeFrance Memorial. So we had quite a night with the family and all our friends, and it was got a little emotional and things like that. You know, like trying to talk. You know, they gave me some real nice plaques and really honored me well before the opening ceremonies, and my dad, and it really struck me kind of hard during the pace lap because we've always done the 4 wide with the flags, you know, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, I've seen this a lot. And Kevin Yoder's name coming on the receiver, you know, he's the guy that's always done them. It's like, wow, that kind of hit me then. This is the last one, you know. So it was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, and people may have seen the results and they see the numbers that were next to it, and you say that's kind of unusual. A 44 lap race. Explain the meaning of that.
That was my dad's car number, 44. So we tried to do a lot of stuff around his car number. Like the race originally started out paying $1,544. I think it ended up paying over $3,000 to the winner with all the extra money that everybody raised, and gave away a lot of stuff. I mean, had a good car count, good crowd. It was just a cool night.
Well, Darrel DeFrance, you do realize that, you know, if you ever decide to hang up your helmet and they decide to have a Darrel DeFrance race, that's going to have to be a 99 lap race.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And I don't know how the other drivers think about it, but yeah.
But no, I want you to compare the first time you jumped in for this summer series. That was back in what, 1987, if I remember our conversation.
Yep, 1987.
How was that compared to getting in, beside the emotions, for this last race?
A lot different. I mean, a lot of unknowns in 87. You know, like I said, I just wanted to support it because I thought it was a good series, and you know, we just ended up the first one. You know, you're just trying to win every race. You know how it is. You want to get in, you want to win every race you can, and keep going, and go to the next one. And I can still remember the first race. I finished 8th. 5th in the last one, so should have been. I would have wished they'd both been first, but you know how that is. You can't
They couldn't have found any penalties or anything for the first 4 guys, like Akey and those guys.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know, it is my dad's memorial race. I could at least get Drew one instead of 12 out of 12. But no, it's you know, Jeff Ike's the winningest driver in the IMCA Dairy Brothers series, so it's kind of fitting that he won it also. You know, so yeah, I met a lot of friends and a lot of cool people over the years doing this with the summer series, and I don't want to say I took it for granted, but it's just something that you never really thought of. You know, when I started this thing, I never thought I was 500. You know, I mean, that's going to be when I'm old. Well, I'm old, and now it's 500. So
Yeah, but you are 14 wins there. You're tied for ninth overall in that series that is out there too. Over 90%, over 91% of features that you started in this. That's very impressive. And 100% participation in every summer series race that was ever run. That's got to make you feel awesome.
it does. You know, like I said, it's something I've never really thought of. It meant more to my dad than it did me for a lot of years. You know, he kind of kept driving me, and my wife does, and I'm not going to say that I ever didn't want to go or was going to quit, but there was a lot of times when we had troubles and stuff like that where it would have been easy to say, let's just stay home, and we never did. You know, and we had a lot of truck troubles along the way. I was in Ohio working and got stuck there and had to fly back. I mean, there's a lot of stories on making these shows. You know, I think my favorite one is we broke down going to Mason City. And a guy shows up in this, I don't know his name to this day, an old beat up truck. He looked us over and said, you're Darrel DeFrance, ain't you? I said, yeah. You know, kind of looked at him funny, and he says, you've never missed one of these races. Well, you're not going to miss it tonight either. He went and got a roll back, hauled us to the track, wouldn't take any money, you know, just some things like that
Wow.
that's happened over the years. That's been pretty neat, you know, when you look
How
back
long
on it
ago
now.
was that, Darrell? How long ago was that when that guy, because
Oh,
that would have broke your streak.
yeah, I'd say that was probably in like 95, 96, somewhere in there.
Yeah, from
Quite
that
a while
point
ago.
on, you just said there's no way I'm missing.
Yeah.
Not when this guy came through. There was
Yeah.
an angel that came down that brought you to the racetrack.
There was, you know, it just kind of made me think that people really notice this, you know, that it is something besides just me that's doing it. Other people are taking notice, and that was kind of cool, you know. And I remember after the 100th race, they nicknamed me the Iron Man, and it stuck with me. So now I'm known by the Iron Man on about every series I go to. They call me that. So
Yeah, that's a number that won't be touched. There's absolutely no
yeah,
way.
that's gonna be kind of cool. I think someday I'll think
Yeah,
back
that
on
that
it.
is in the record books, no question about it. Now, let's talk about your own racing right now because you've been at this for more than 3 decades.
Yes.
You and I are not getting any younger.
No.
So, what are your plans going forward now? Are you done for the season now, or are you going to continue
No,
to race?
we've been following that SLMR deal, and there's 3 more of those left. We're going to Davenport next Saturday night, and then the following weekend we go to Kansas City, Kansas, Lakeside, and then Moberly, Missouri, and then that'll be the championship races for those 2 series. There's an East and a West, and we're going to follow the rest of them, and then I think there's a race at Tipton, and I'll probably search around a little bit, but at least those 3 for sure. We probably ain't got too many more left.
All right. Now, what about 2021? How does that look in your future?
Well, right now I think we're kind of going to do the same. I'm not sure what Marshalltown's going to do late model wise. He's talking about maybe not running us weekly, maybe once a month, and the series, the SLMR series, is trying to get stronger over here on the eastern half. So we're gonna look at some schedules. We're definitely not quitting. We're gonna do some racing and keep going for a while yet.
All right, so the 99D is still going to be on the track doing laps and hopefully grabbing checkered flags.
I hope so. That's our plan.
You had a lot of help over those so many years you've been racing, especially help from your wife. Just want you to give a shout out to her for everything she's done.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's been my backbone. You know, I'm not gonna say she loves it every week like I do, but she makes sure that I'm ready and going, and she knows what it means to me and everything. And yeah, Dave Flanagan, I mean, he's helped me since high school. He was at a big number of these races for years. Of course, my dad, I always joke my dad couldn't go to all of them because he had to go to the family weddings and graduation and stuff like that I skipped out on, but I always sent him, you know. So yeah, Dave Flanagan, he was a big part of it for years. Dave Borton, he was a partner of mine, owned my motors. He's passed away now. And Michael Lear, Steve Airy comes and helps now. You know, my buddy Brian Davis, he's retired now, so he comes and helps me a lot more in the shop. And Kirby Schultz from CRP down there in Albia, he goes to the races with us all the time. He helps out a bunch. And so we got a few guys that kind of hit and miss. It's hard to get them all to go to the track anymore. You know, we all got, as we get older, different obligations, and can't stay up as late as we used to, things like that. But I do got a good core guys and people that help me, and I appreciate them very much.
He is one of the absolute nicest people at the racetrack, a fierce competitor on the track, and we congratulate you once again, our friend Darrel DeFrance. 500 consecutive summer series, late model starts in IMCA, and he's still going strong. So keep your eyes peeled at a dirt track near you here in Iowa, because you might see that 99D unloading probably about 10 minutes before the race starts.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dick Trickle used to do.
Yeah.
Darrel is known for pulling in at the last second, unloading, and then being fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where I got it from, was Trickle, no doubt.
Darrel DeFrance, the best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Congratulations, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
Thanks, Lou. You too. Thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
Now, if people want to follow you, Darrel, where can they follow you along? Are you on Facebook or anywhere?
Yeah, DeFrance Racing Facebook. Yep,
DeFrance
my wife
Racing
keeps that
Facebook.
updated, so.
All right. I will keep an eye on you, buddy. You take care of yourself.
You too. Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks, Tanya.